There's a reason some people stay broke their whole life, even when they work twice as hard as everyone around them. It's not luck. It's not the economy. It's not even money itself. It's a mindset they don't even know they have. One that was planted in their head before they were old, enough to understand what money was. And by the time they're adults, it's running their entire life, quietly, invisibly, every single day. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what this mindset is, how it got into your head, and how to rip it out before it controls another year of your life. Picture two people, same city, same starting income, same age. One of them, 10 years later, owns property, runs a business, and sleeps well at night. The other one is still living paycheck to paycheck, still waiting for the right time, still telling themselves, next year will be different. What separated them wasn't intelligence. It wasn't even opportunity. They had access to the exact same opportunities. What separated them was a story about money that one of them believed and the other one refused to. Most people inherit their relationship with money the same way they inherit an accent, without ever choosing it. If you grew up hearing, money is the root of all evil, rich people are greedy, or will never have that kind of money, those sentences didn't just pass through your ears. They settled into your subconscious and became rules you live by. So when an opportunity to earn more shows up, a raise, a business idea, a bold move, something inside you hesitates. Not because the opportunity is bad, because some buried part of you believes that wanting more makes you a bad person. This is called a scarcity mindset, and it doesn't announce itself. It disguises itself as being realistic, staying humble, or not getting ahead of yourself. Here's the part nobody tells you. Poverty isn't just about lacking money. It's about being comfortable in a small life because a small life feels safe. Growth requires risk. Risk requires facing the possibility of failure. And people who were taught to fear failure, instead of taught to learn from it, will avoid every situation that could expose them to it. So they stay in the job they hate. They don't ask for the raise. They don't start the business. Not because they don't want a better life, they want it desperately, but because their nervous system has learned that staying small is safer than reaching and missing. There's a reason some people stay broke their whole life, even when they work twice as hard as everyone around them. It's not luck. It's not the economy. It's not even money itself. It's a mindset they don't even know they have. One that was planted in their head before they were old, enough to understand what money was. And by the time they're adults, it's running their entire life, quietly, invisibly, every single day. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what this mindset is, how it got into your head, and how to rip it out before it controls another year of your life. Listen closely to how people talk about money, and you'll hear the mindset before you ever see the bank account. I can't afford that closes a door. How can I afford that? Opens one. Rich people got lucky, removes responsibility. What did they do that I haven't tried yet? Creates a path. I'm just not good with money, is a permanent identity. I haven't learned this skill yet, is a temporary gap. The words aren't just descriptions. They're instructions your brain follows. Every time you say, I'll never have that, your mind quietly closes another door so you don't have to feel the pain of trying and failing. This is where it gets uncomfortable. Some of the hardest working people you know are also some of the poorest. That's not a coincidence, it's a clue. Hard work without the right mindset is like running fast on a treadmill. You're exhausted, you're sweating, but you haven't moved an inch. Rich thinking isn't about working harder than everyone else. It's about asking different questions. Instead of how do I survive this month, it's how do I build something that pays me even when I'm not working. Instead of how do I avoid risk, it's which risk is actually worth taking. People who escape poverty don't necessarily work more hours. They start making decisions from a completely different set of beliefs. There's a deeper layer most people never admit out loud. The fear of what happens if they actually succeed. If you grew up around people who struggled, succeeding can feel like betrayal, like you're leaving people behind, like you'll be judged, envied, or seen as different. So some people unconsciously sabotage their own progress. They quit right before the breakthrough. They spend the bonus instead of investing it. They pick the safe, low-paying job over the higher-paying one that scares them. It's not laziness. It's self-protection from a threat that isn't even real anymore. The shift doesn't happen through luck or a sudden windfall of cash. It happens the moment someone decides to question every belief about money they never chose for themselves. It starts with one honest question. Is this actually true? Or did I just absorb it from people who were scared? The moment you separate your worth from your bank account and your potential from your past, you stop reacting to money out of fear and you start making decisions out of strategy. That single shift is the difference between staying stuck for another 10 years and changing your entire trajectory in the next two. You were not born poor in mindset. You were trained into it, slowly, quietly, by people who were doing their best with what they knew. But a belief that was given to you can also be given back. You don't have to carry it for the rest of your life. The people who break the cycle aren't the lucky ones. They're the ones who finally got honest about the story they were telling themselves and chose to write a new one.